Do you know who Quentin Tarantino and Bong Joon-ho is? If you said yes, then great. I invite you to watch this video. And if you said no, that's okay too. Maybe watch this video and you can find out some new directors, even though you probably know who these two people are. Hi, my name is Pavel, and today I'm making a second part to my first video I ever made, but I didn't really share that video a lot because it was quite embarrassing and it was my first ever video. So I'm gonna kind of pretend that this is the first one, but basically how it works is today I'm gonna be watching famous directors' first short movies. And in the first video I talked about Ari Aster, Wes Anderson, and Julia DeCarnu, and I really love those short movies. But as I said, it's a little bit embarrassing because the video wasn't very good. I was just very nervous and I was very red. I'm probably gonna get red, but I've replaced drinking coffee with water because I feel like too much coffee makes me too jittery and I speak too much and then I panic and I get all red. So today I'm on water, even though I've already had one coffee today. So we'll see how it goes. Every single time I start to film, it starts to rain. So I don't really know what that's about. Maybe it's a sign. Be like, please stop filming these awful videos, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm feeling good. I've painted my nails. I don't have my rings on because I forgot to put them on actually, but I started a new job and I don't think I can wear nail varnish in school and stuff like that. So I haven't been wearing it, but I'm off today and next few days. So I'm feeling good. I'm excited to watch these movies. So as I said, I'm going to be watching Bong Joon-ho's and Quentin Tarantino's first short movies. Bong Joon-ho's is called White Man and it was filmed in 1994, and Quentin Tarantino's is called, Tarantino's is called My Best Friend's Birthday, and it was filmed in 1987. So I'm excited to kind of watch these movies because I have no idea where both of them started. They're huge names. What I expect from these two short movies is I'd say Bong Joon-ho is going to focus on class struggle and just kind of rich versus poor, just kind of having a large contrast between class. And I'm quite excited for that, if that's what he speaks about. Maybe race as well, as the title might suggest. And I'm really excited about that because that's something I'm very interested in. And Quentin Tarantino's, I'd say he's just gonna maybe have feet. I don't really know. I know he likes his feet. I don't really know what it's gonna be about. His friend's birthday, I guess. I know all of his movies are extremely pristine, very well polished, and just so interesting and very long. And even for this short movie, I think this is the short film. The short film is the longest one that I've watched so far. I think it's 40 minutes. So in his style, in his fashion, it just makes sense. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch them. I'm also wearing my Tsuki jumper and I think it looks really cool and I love it so much. So, maybe it's going to be a good day. Anyway, I hope that made sense. I hope you know what I'm going to be doing here. I'm just going to be watching these movies, speaking about them. This is the first part. Let's just say it's the first part. And we'll pretend that the first video just never existed. Even though I'm going to put it in my bio if you want to go watch it. And maybe down the line I will refilm it again and actually make it a little bit more. So without further ado, I'm going to go watch White Man. I'll go watch White Man first. I just decided there. And I'll tell you what I think about it. So be right back. Okay, so I just finished watching White Man, directed by Bong Joon-ho. And before I kind of speak about this movie, I just want to mention that I watched a little quick interview about it, and it's meant to be titled White Collar Man to kind of represent the contrast between white collar workers and blue collar workers and kind of the blurred line in between, which I didn't know, so I found that extremely interesting to find out because I didn't really understand why it was called White Man, but it all makes sense. This movie is really short. On YouTube it's 22 minutes, but the actual length of the movie is 13 minutes, and it's really fucking strange. Basically, the story of this movie is there is a man going to work and he just finds an index finger laying on the ground and he weirdly becomes fascinated by it. That's it. That's literally the story of this movie. He just lives a boring kind of life. Initially when this movie started, I thought there would be a class struggle between him and maybe management and people up against him and just hierarchies and stuff like that, but it wasn't. He kind of is the rich person in this short film, and that's kind of demonstrated through just displaying his location. You can see the clear contrast between classes, rich versus poor, and the just kind of the gentrification of the area in general. I hope that's the right word, because he just walks around little villages that are completely dilapidated and just falling apart, and there's nothing there, and it is seen that he's living in a really beautiful just quite modern apartment complex. So I found that very interesting, and I didn't really expect that, because obviously in like Parasite, it showcases like the more poor family trying to work together to try make their lives a little bit better by working in the rich family's house. But aside from that, I don't know, this movie was really weird. It's really short, but I really enjoyed it, and I think the point of it was he's clearly living a very boring 9-to-5 life in his opinion, and him finding this finger is very interesting to him, and it kind of makes his life just exciting. It definitely gave me the ick, because just seeing somebody play guitar with a detached finger, no thank you. I just didn't like that. And he definitely, obviously he is the main character in the short film, but I can sense that he felt like he's the main character, because in the end he's just standing with the index finger and he's like, gonna go give it to a dog, and that's it. He just gives it to a dog and the film ends. It's a very interesting debut, something I don't think I'd be able to think of, but for its originality, I really, really loved it. And I definitely didn't expect it, because I knew nothing going into this. I just asked on my Instagram, at Pavel Spam, what are your favorite directors? And I just picked two, and I'm going to be watching their first short films, and Bong Joon-ho and Tarantino are the two that I picked for today's video. And I found it really clever that they kind of just display the location in better detail throughout the credits, because it's kind of like credits and then a little montage of the location. And I just thought that was a really nice little touch, and it was just very beautiful to see, and I really like that. Definitely a thumbs up for me for White Man. And now I'm gonna go watch my best friend's birthday party. Did I get that wrong again? I definitely got it wrong. I'm gonna go watch my best friend's birthday. I'm gonna go watch that now, and I'll come back in a few minutes after I watch it, and I'll chat about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed White Man. Be right back. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. I found it really funny. Not funny, but I just found it interesting that they had to blur out the smoke. I don't really know like censorship guidelines and laws in South Korea, but it was just very interesting to see him smoking, and it was clearly a smoke, but it was blurred out. So every time he had a smoke in his hand, it was just blurred. I don't know the laws about that. It's obviously a smoke. Like everybody knows that, but whatever, you know. So I just wanted to add that. Okay, so I just finished watching my best friend's birthday, and I'm not too sure what to think. I don't think I really liked it, but I think it's justified, and I think even Tarantino himself wasn't a really big fan of it, but I still admire it. First, I'm going to actually speak about it, what actually happens. So basically the synopsis reads, it's Mickey's birthday and his girlfriend just left him. So that's when his friend Clarence shows him a birthday he'll never forget. Yeah, okay, so when I started watching this, the intro of this movie is so hectic. Tarantino is in it, Tarantino's in it, and he acts quite a lot in it, and he is hectic, he is crazy, which I genuinely do like. I do like his character, and I like how like enthusiastic he is about everything, and it's so funny because he's clearly so inspired and like bases his character around Elvis, so I really love that. But he's crazy, and this movie starts off and he's just kind of being like, I'm going to kill myself and all this sort of stuff. Didn't really know what was happening, and I didn't really know what was happening for the majority of the short film. It was very hectic, it was very all over the place, and it was just a load of characters. I don't really know. I didn't really hear about the characters until the very end. Like the last maybe 10 minutes, I was like, oh, this is actually, you know, there's potential in this. And I think that's what's so interesting. Like I was listening to an interview about this movie, and Tarantino said that it took him 3 years to make this, that he had to continuously save up his like money and stuff like that for 3 years just to make this work, and it didn't even come out the way he wanted it to because there was like a fire in the lab or something like that. Even after this, he made movies like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. That's my biggest takeaway from this. That is so inspiring, and I really, really love that. But this short itself, I didn't really like it. I would say objectively this isn't a good film, but you could definitely see themes and characteristics throughout it that he definitely develops and makes a lot better in his career later on in life. So the fact that he made this and it wasn't amazing, and it was so hectic, and it was all over the place, and the editing was hectic, and I didn't personally really care about the characters, but if you went from that to making Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think that's impressive, and I think that's a good thing. So personally, I didn't really like the short, but that's okay, because I really liked White Man. And, you know, you can't like everything. There you go. I think that's my first review that I've been like, no, I'm not a big fan. This confirms the thing that I was saying earlier in this video, where Tarantino clearly has a foot fetish, because I know he's acting in this, but he literally says a quote in this that says, I have a foot fetish. I'll try to put a little clip in here.
But I have a foot fetish, so it kind of evened itself out. I remember my shining moment of glory, though.
So, you know what? It just improves it all. But I admire it, and it's ambitious, and it is funny. Like, there is quite a lot of dialogue towards the end between the characters, that the hectic dialogue is what makes it funny, if you know what I mean. Especially Tarantino, like, he generally does bring a lot of like laughter and stuff like that into this short. So I hope you enjoyed watching me speak about these two shorts. I preferred Bong Joon-ho's. I preferred White Man a lot more. Obviously, please go check out these directors. You obviously, probably 100% know who these people are. You've probably heard of Parasite, and you've definitely heard of Pulp Fiction. But if you haven't heard of these directors, please check out their movies. I'll put some of their movies here somewhere. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. At the end of every video, I always ask, what should I watch next? Please let me know in the comments or on my Instagram, @PavelSpam, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.